Hello, and welcome to Mondays with Maria Gould. Today is September the 1st, 2025, and episode 26. So, learning to truly rest. That's the name of today's episode. I would like to wish everybody in North America a happy Labor Day. If you got my email today with my newsletter, there was a quick little historical video about the history of Labor Day, which is quite interesting, and learning to have gratitude for everything and all of the freedoms that we have and we take for granted a lot of times. So, learning to rest. In the busyness of the world, with work and family, children, volunteering, friendships, all of the things that we do and we take care of. At night, when we decide to sit down and rest, and I'll say rest in quotation marks, perhaps we're watching a movie or watching some TV, playing or scrolling on our phone, and you might feel just a wave of relief, kind of like a mental sigh of relief that you're actually kind of finished some of the busyness of the day. So we think in our mind we're resting, but are we really? So I'm going to share some insights and some awarenesses so you can learn to have the mindfulness to be in a resting state no matter what you are doing. So with the traumas and the stress that our society is under or still going through, this can dysregulate our nervous system. And with media, social media, the fear that is all around us, if we look, there's fear all of the time. And this can really cause a stress response in our body. So we need to take conscious control over that, kind of monitor how much of that information you let in. It's wonderful to be aware of what's going on in the world and the world around you, but to also remember those practices of gratitude for what wonderful freedoms you do have and what gifts are in your life, your health, your abundance, your family, those things that truly, truly matter. So when we are under stress and our nervous system doesn't know how to downregulate, we might be more sleepless at night, we might toss and turn more, our brain might shift into worry or the worst case scenario too much. This is all signs that your nervous system is under a stress response. So in today's episode, Learning to Truly Rest, I want to just share some tips. And we're going to talk about a wonderful yoga technique called Yoga Nidra as well today. So the first thing to always help you downregulate your stress response is being aware of your breath. If you are breathing very shallowly and your energy and your thoughts are all consumed in your head, then your body thinks that it's under stress. You might have tension in your jaw, your shoulders, you might have different pain responses in your body just because your body believes that you're being chased by a tiger. Now, the breath is so powerful at helping your brain calm down. So let's talk about the breath for a second. Just become aware of your breath. Feel how your breath comes in and out. Are you breathing through your nose? Your mouth? We're not going to control anything right now, but just observe. Does it feel like your breath is only in the top part of your lungs? Does it feel like, just with the awareness, doesn't your body want to take a big sigh and a deeper breath? Just when we shift our attention, it helps to shift our mind out of that fear response, out of that stress response that can loop in our mind. So let's see if your breath, if you want to close your eyes, so it helps you go within yourself more, have a little more mindfulness of your body. Notice your breath. Feel the warmth of the exhale. Feel the slight coolness of the air coming in as you inhale. Anytime your body wants to sigh, just please do. It's again, your brain is decompressing, it's dysregulating, it's regulating itself now, coming out of that dysregulated state, that trauma response. What is your jaw doing? Your face? Can you give permission for your jaw and your tongue to relax? Now, if your lips part a little bit, that's okay. Can you give permission for your facial muscles to relax? Feel your eyes, feel your eyebrows and forehead just soften. You probably weren't even aware of any tension you were holding there. Feel your cheeks, your jaw. Just allow your jaw to unclench. Now, as you feel your breath start to deepen and come lower into your rib cage, into your belly even, as your body takes in more breath, more life force, notice how the body wants to sigh possibly, or breathe out deeper and longer. Now don't force it, but just start to allow those natural urges to happen. You might yawn. See if you can feel your shoulders let go. Your hands unclench. Even tension in your hips and your legs. Sometimes we unconsciously, because of pain patterns in our body, are clenching our lower back, our buttocks, our belly. Can you give permission as your breath is moving in your body for these areas to relax? Now, as your breath starts to deepen, as your body begins to let go of unconscious holding patterns, notice that the mind can possibly start to slow down. Okay? Allow the mind as if it were a muscle. The brain, if it were a muscle, could it relax in your head? Could you give it permission to rest? Now, just with those few moments of awareness, just reassess how you're feeling. You are learning to truly rest. Now, these 3 mindfulness practices, meaning being aware of the breath, focusing on the breath slightly. Number 2, focusing on the body and any unconscious holding patterns, and giving permission for your body to let those patterns of holding go, letting the tension go. And step 3, or mindfulness tip 3, is the mind, allowing the mind, even the brain itself. Now remember, our mind is not limited to the biology of our brain. Our brain is like an antenna for consciousness. And the mind that I'm speaking about is the busy egoic mind. And we have a superconscious mind, which starts to tap into our superconsciousness, our divine self. This allows inspiration and creativity. This is where inventors invent from. So we have to learn to quiet the ego mind to actually allow that super mind to start to activate. This is our creative self. This is where books come from, music, inventions, right? And allowing the mind to rest, allowing almost gaps between the thoughts, is how we can tap into that super mind, that super consciousness. Now, one of the best practices that can really help integrate and teach you to really rest is a yogic practice called Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra just means, yoga means to unite, right? Uniting mind, body, spirit. And Nidra means sleep. So resting, sleeping, okay? When we are sleeping, it allows our consciousness to expand. This is how we have dreams. This is how we have deep REM sleep. Okay, so Yoga Nidra is a practice that allows your mind to drift through all of the different brain waves to find deep sleep in a short amount of time. So rather than needing 8 hours of sleep or whatever you need, Yoga Nidra would help you get that deep rest in a shorter amount of time and teach the nervous system to rest deeply. So I'm not saying that sleep itself is not important, but a lot of times our society doesn't sleep because we don't know how to truly rest, truly relax. Now, in Yoga Nidra, it is a sequential relaxation technique. So the guided meditation will take you through relaxing, sort of like I did with the breath, the awareness of relaxing your face, your jaw, your right shoulder, your right elbow, right? So it just gently touches your thoughts on each part of your body and any holding patterns to let go of there. So when we relax our body, our mind can relax, our breath can relax. It's all connected. So if you work with any one of them, breath, relaxing the body, or relaxing the mind, allowing the gaps between our thoughts, all of them work together. They all benefit each other. So if we relax our mind, your breath is deeper, your body is relaxed, right? They all are a triad of synchronicity that really take us into that restful space. Now, in Yoga Nidra, you're going to relax each part of your body. There might be a visualization or a guided process just to help you expand your consciousness into that imaginary state, right? And also, you might be asked to have a sankopa. A sankopa is like a mantra or a mental focusing tool. And you can use anything that resonates with you, anything you're working on. Maybe it's I am peace, or I'm at peace. I'm resting peacefully in my body. I am safe. Right? Whatever mantra you want to use for your Yoga Nidra practice just helps to kind of focus the mind a little bit. Those repetitive words that are positive rather than negative help focus and shift the energy of the mind. It's like a reassuring mother that reassured you you're safe, you're okay, right? That sankopa, or that mantra that you're using, is you, your spiritual self, reassuring you. Your divine self reassuring you. So what would your divine self say to reassure you? One of the most powerful things I say, especially since COVID, is I am safe. I am safe. That's a huge one. So in the newsletter that you receive, so if you haven't gotten on my newsletter list, make sure you go to mariagould.com, and at the top of the page you can sign up for my email list, and you get a weekly newsletter that has great little videos and YouTube links and different things on the subject. When you get that email with this week's podcast, you actually will get a Yoga Nidra meditation, a quick 13-minute guided meditation. So it gives you a little taste of learning to truly rest, letting your body decompress. And you can apply these mental tools, these awarenesses, to whatever you're doing. So if you're sitting down to what, there is a ritual my husband and I do. We sit at the end of the day and we watch a little bit of a movie that we choose to watch. And when I'm sitting there observing, I'm coming into myself at the same time. So I'm actually noticing my breath, right? And I feel and observe as I'm watching the movie, just gently, just a different part of your brain, just softly watching yourself. And watch how your breath is moving in and out. And then I'll just sequentially, just kind of like a ray of sunshine, start at the top of my head and just soften all of that unconscious tension that ekes in during your day. So any tension in your scalp or your forehead. Just with the exhale, I allow that to melt away. I feel any tension in my jaw, my throat and neck. With an exhale, I just allow that to let go. Allow my jaw to unclench, my tongue to relax in my mouth. A lot of times by now I'm breathing deeper. I've had a couple of sighs, a couple of yawns. And then I allow that sequential relaxation to go down into my belly, my lower back. So again, when we sit to relax, even if you were playing a game on your iPad or your phone, you can have this self-awareness as you're doing these tasks. Because then you're consciously resting, and your body and nervous system will know the difference. Now, I do encourage you to try the Yoga Nidra practice. It is a quick one, so if you have never experienced a relaxation meditation, you might want to click on the comments of that video, and there are longer versions of a Yoga Nidra. And if you can make the time to listen and really lie down in a comfortable position, get super cozy, turn your phone off, and create that sacred space for yourself to truly relax. Now, if you doze off, that's okay. Maybe you need rest. But really, ideally, after your body has truly learned to rest and relax, you're going to find this drifting, expanded consciousness feeling and this opening to this universal consciousness that begins to happen with the Yoga Nidra practice. So it is beneficial for mind, body, spirit in all ways. So taking the time in your week to give yourself this gift of Yoga Nidra and deep relaxation can not only help you mentally and emotionally, but it'll help your body, it'll help your spirit. You're going to feel like you're in your heart space again. You're giving back to yourself. These are all truly gifts that we can give to ourselves, and you're worth it. Now, remember, the ego mind will want to tell you you don't have time for that, you don't want to do that, right? That ego mind wants you to stay in stress. It is sort of the block to your divine connection. It's not your enemy, though. Once you understand how it works and that it's just afraid for its own mortality, its own loss of control, you understand that the divine never takes anything away. So as the ego mind learns to let go and allow the divine to be the guide for you, it feels safe to allow you to do these things. But initially, it will procrastinate. It will tell you not to do those things. It will give you excuses. It'll make your life really busy. So you need to be aware of these mind tricks that the ego self plays. Now, if you're interested, if you are a theta healer, and if you're interested in more understanding around the survival self, the ego self, the higher self, there is a wonderful class called You and the Creator, which I am teaching this month on September 11th and 12th. And you would need to have had the 3 foundational classes, the basic, the advanced, and the dig deeper, to take You and the Creator. But it goes into detail about why our subconscious sabotages us and how we can actually understand it more and learn to overcome it, right? And work with it. Another class I have coming up this month is if you've never experienced theta healing and you're really drawn to the work and learning the technique for yourself so that you can do it on yourself or for others, then I am teaching the beginner basic DNA class at the end of September 26th, 27th, and 28th. Wonderful, wonderful modality. It is all that I do. Well, not all that I do other cool stuff too, but it is the foundation of what I do. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, learning to truly rest. Now remember, applying these techniques, if you're cooking dinner, can you be aware of your breath? Can you be aware of those little tension states, right? Can you put on music that uplifts you and makes you happy or inspires you, right? Use these tools to help shift the energy of your day. And you will learn to truly rest. All right, so thank you for joining me today. I will see you and talk to you next week.